Welcome back to Better Weeks Ahead YouTube channel, everybody. Hope you're all having a great new year. Before we start this episode, I wanted to give a quick nod to our sponsors at Perrier, helping to make this episode possible. No, seriously, Perrier is not one of our sponsors, but I'm hoping that will change in the future. Perrier ad reps, if you're listening, I spend about $150 a month on your product. I always have a cold Perrier with me no matter where I go, and I enjoy the cool, bubbly, refreshing sensation of consuming a Perrier. So if you haven't tried a Perrier, try one today. Perrier, hit me up for a sponsorship. Now back to our show. Today's episode's short, sweet. It's on the importance of brotherhood. And I'll start by saying this. This episode is dedicated to my boy, Avery Judkins. Bro, you know who you are. You know what you've gone through. It's great to see you back, homie. And thank you so much for all of your support and encouragement so far, man. For being one of the early subscribers of this channel, dude. It means a lot to me, bro, and I won't forget that. So my boy Avery, I ran into him the other day. I hadn't seen him in a long time, and it was just so good to see him. And we got to catch up a little bit. Look forward to catching up with him more later. But in some of our exchanges, it really got me thinking about brotherhood and the importance of brotherhood. I saw a guy talking on Men's Health the other night online, and I would give him credit, but I can't remember his name, but he said this. He said, fellas, the lone wolf, he doesn't look like a badass. He looks tired, hungry, lonely, and he's dead by winter. So get yourself a wolf pack. And I am exceedingly grateful for the wolf pack that I'm a part of. I've got to have a wolf pack, man. I need a leader in that pack. I need an alpha in that pack who, when I get out of line, he can grab me by the throat and pin me down with a little check me bite, right? I've got to have that. I've got to have that structure, that stability, guys that I can hunt with and celebrate with. And I'm so pleased, I'm thrilled to have that. And so if you get nothing else out of this video, if you don't have a wolf pack, you've got to get one. Because life is so much harder without one. And when you have one, your life will be immeasurably better, I promise you. If you want more suggestions, clues, or guidelines on how to find a pack, you can message me. I'm happy to talk with you for free. Or if you really want to get into Better Weeks Ahead and you want to work one-on-one with me as your coach, I'm happy to talk with you about what that would look like also. So just a few quick notes on brotherhood and my experience with brotherhood. You know, growing up, I had a great upbringing, right? I had two wonderful, loving parents, always told me they loved me. I had friends growing up. It was not hard for me to make friends. I was very extroverted and outgoing. So that wasn't an issue. But one of my earliest experiences with friends was with a guy, and I won't say his last name, but many of you will know him. His first name is Patrick. Patrick and I went to elementary school together. He grew up down the street from me. And to his credit, Patrick is brilliant, smart, articulate, a master at argument, rhetoric, and debate. Learned a lot from this guy. He's also a really good businessman. But Patrick didn't have the upbringing that I had. And I won't go into that or expose too much about him, but he did not have the upbringing I did. And it was reflected in the way he treated people. He was decidedly cruel and manipulative to people. And the strange thing is, even though those behaviors weren't modeled at my house and in my home, and certainly not among my other friends, is for some bizarre reason, and I'm still unpacking it, I tolerated it for years. I tolerated the cruelty and the manipulation and the bullying, quite frankly. And again, I won't go into why I think I did that. There were a lot of reasons later on that were around money and we'll just say the business. But again, I won't go into that here. I just wanted to touch on that as kind of a marker and a historical moment. As I grew older and got more into drugs and alcohol, my friends were people that I drank and used with. But I always maintained a few core friends from childhood. I'm going to fast forward here. It really wasn't until I finally decided to get clean and sober and actually work the steps in AA and actually do what was suggested, meetings, sponsorship, steps, commitments, that I started to develop the type of friends that I have today. The type of friends I have today are men that I can call anytime, anywhere, any place, 24 hours a day, and they will show up rain or shine. These are what people refer to as your ride or die, right? Guys that have my back 100% and I have theirs. These guys say things to me like, hey man, it sounds like you've really thought that through. We know that you've talked with a couple other guys about that problem or issue or decision. You've prayed on it. That's a good decision. You should move forward with that. They also say things to me like, man, it sounds like you're in a lot of fear. Sounds like you've got a resentment. Sounds like you're in a lot of ego and pride around that. Really want to encourage you to take a closer look at your motives. Get into some prayer, get into some meditation, talk to at least 2 or 3 other people whose judgment you trust about that issue, problem, person, place, or thing, and get some better resolution, make some better decisions around that. There are guys that I can laugh with, joke with. I can cry in front of these men and they can cry in front of me. I can go and do, rafting trips or rent a cabin or go boating and just do totally fun bro stuff. Or I can get into some step work and spirituality and prayer. I can go to church with these guys. I can bring these guys around my other friends and my other family, and they always show up with respect and honor and integrity. So again, I said I wanted to just make this a quick, short episode, less than 15 minutes. So to summarize and close, friendship is so important. It's important to review the 3 F's of Better Weeks Ahead: fitness, family, faith. It's important to be in good shape and take care of your body. It's important to have some type of faith structure, some type of what I call a cosmology, a belief structure, right? A spiritual, religious faith practice. And it's also important to have good relationships with family and friends. And of that third and final F, family, that includes your friends. And having good, close, deep, meaningful relationships with people, having men in your life that you can rely on and they can rely on you, is like possessing the greatest amount of material wealth that you could ever possibly imagine. In fact, the feeling you get from those relationships, since it's a feeling and not a possession, it can't be bought. Let me repeat that. Just like happiness, that feeling of love and brotherhood and unity, it can't be purchased. I don't care how much money you make. You can buy a lot of other things with money, but you cannot buy true friendship. So if you're lacking in friendship, if you're lacking in brotherhood, I strongly encourage you to start taking some steps to where you can create deep, meaningful, lasting relationships with other men in your life. I promise you it will pay dividends. And again, if you want some quick tips on how to do that, I'm happy to give you some quick tips for free. You can hit me up in the comments. But if you really want to take a deep dive into that and look at your relationships and look at what might be going wrong, what some of the problems and obstacles are for you, so that we can develop some solutions and goals and reach those goals, then I encourage you to get in touch with Better Weeks Ahead and we can talk about one-on-one coaching. As always, this episode it's not possible at all without the support and love of my brothers. So thank you so much. Thank you, all of you who have tuned in so far, all of you that will tune in the future. I cannot express my gratitude enough for all of those who have helped get me to this point. Guys, without you, my bros, and you know who you are, I'm a dead man walking. But with you, my life is rich, it's full of love and joy and meaning and purpose. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you.